Hi, this is Maggie from Crafts the Charm. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I've brought you a few knitting projects in the past, and I want to do something today that is a little bit more challenging. I have a pattern here for a pillow for Valentine's Day, and on the left I have a cable, and on the right I have a cable, and in the middle I have a braided heart cable, and I got this pattern from newstitchaday.com, and I'll include a link in the description. Now, I had trouble following the pattern from their instructions, but after a few wrong stitches, I think I've got it figured out here. I'm going to be using this Bernat Softee Chunky yarn, and the color is natural, and I'll include a link to that as well. I'm going to be using 8mm needles. That's what's recommended for this yarn, and I've knit a few pillows out of this yarn before, and I believe I used the 8mm needles. I may or may not be using the stitch markers. It's a kind of involved pattern. It's a little bit of a challenge for me as a beginner, so I'm thinking the stitch markers might help, and I'm going to be using a cabling needle. So to start, I'm going to cast on 52 stitches, and I'm just going to use a knit cast on. I'm going to have selvage, and for the selvage I'm going to do 4 rows of garter at the top, at the bottom, and on each side. So I'm going to start by casting on the 52 stitches and then knitting 4 rows of just garter. So knit all the way out, knit all the way back. Okay, so now I'm going to do 4 rows of garter. So again, that's just knit and then knit back. Okay, now we're going to begin row 1, and I'm going to use a ruler to help me keep track of where I am. I don't know if you can read my pattern, but on my pattern I've used X for knit on both sides. Okay, so we'll have 4, that's the selvage. Then 6 knit for the cable. This is the right side. Then 4 more knit for the border between the cable and the heart. Now the braided heart pattern is going to start with 9 purl stitches. Now 6 knit stitches in the middle of that. This is the braid up the middle, or cable up the middle. Another 9 purl stitches. And now we're to the edge again, between the cable and the heart, so we're going to do 4. This is going to be garter, so knit on both sides. The 6 knit for the cable, and then the 4 knit for the selvage. again, garter stitch selvage on the end. Okay, that's the first row of our pattern. Now we'll do the second row, and this is a wrong side. So again, we're going to begin, all of the wrong sides are symmetrical, so we don't have to read backwards. So we're going to begin with the 4 knit for selvage. And now where we had our cable, or where we will have our cable, we're going to purl on the back, so purl 6. Border between the cable and the heart, so 4 knit. Now moving on to the heart pattern, we're on the back. Where we had previously purled 9 on the front, we're going to knit 9 on the back. Where we had previously knit 6 on the front, we're going to purl 6 on the back. Now where we had previously purled 9 on the front, we're going to knit 9 on the back. Knit 4 for the border between the heart and the cable. Purl 6 for the cable. And then knit the selvage edge. So that's the first front and the first back, rows 1 and 2. Okay, row 3, we're going to get some cabling action in here. Okay, so we'll start with knitting the 4 selvage. Then we're going to knit our 6 for the cable. Knit 4 for the selvage. Well, not selvage, border. Now purl 9. This is awkward because I don't usually hold my hands out so far in front of me when I knit. Okay, you can see we've come up on where we had previously knit and purled on the back, so we have a little bit of a knit stitch there. And now we're going to cable 3 to the back. So I'm going to take 3 stitches and put them onto the cabling needle and hold it to the back. At least I call that cable 3 back. Switch to knitting. And we're going to knit 3 off the needle. This is going to be the bottom of our heart. And then we're going to knit the 3 off the cabling needle. Now we're going to go back to that purl border. So we're going to purl 9. Four knit. This is the border between the heart and the cable. 6 knit. This is for a cable. 4 knit for the selvage. Let's see what that looks like so far. It's a little bit hard to see. This is where we cabled, it's the bottom of the heart. All right, we're going to begin row 4 with, of course, 4 knits. And then 4 purls. This is where the cable is. Four knits. 9 knit. We're getting to where we cabled before, and you can see it's twisted. We're going to do 6 purls there. I'm going to try to close that gap. Just tighten it a little. Nine knit. Four knit. 6 purl. 4 knit. Okay, we've got some more cabling now. It's always fun. Row 5. Begin with 4 knit. Now we're going to cable 3 back. I'm going to cable 3 back for this cable consistently. And I'm going to cable 3 front for this cable consistently. So put 3 stitches on the cabling needle, knit 3 off the needle, and then knit the 3 off the cabling needle. Now we're going to knit 4, purl 6, okay, and then we're going to cable 3 back and then cable 3 front, and this is starting to expand the bottom of that heart. So I'm going to take 3 stitches, put them on the cabling needle and hold them to the back. Knit 3, oops, there we go, knit 3, then knit the 3 off the cabling needle. And then we're immediately going to cable 3 front. So again, take 3 stitches off of the needle, but this time hold them to the front. And whether you hold to the front or the back impacts the direction, like which piece is over which other piece, so which direction it makes your cable look like it's pointing. So knit 3 off the needle, and then we'll knit 3 off the cabling needle. Now we're going to purl 6, knit 4, and we're going to cable 3 front. So take 3 off the needle onto the cabling needle, knit the next 3 off the needle, then knit 3 off the cabling needle, then knit 4. So we've started cables on the sides, and we've done more with our heart. All right, row 6. And this is the last sort of introductory row. After this, the rows will repeat for as many as you need for the height of your pillow. Okay, so this is the back of the row we just did. Knit 4, purl 6 behind our cable, knit 4, knit 6, we're going to purl 12. This first one I'm going to try to make tight. Knit 6, knit 4, purl 6 behind our cable, or back of our cable, and then knit 4. Okay, so that's it for like sort of the base, the not repeating part. This is the beginning of the repeating part, row 7. You can see row 7 starting to get pretty interesting here. All right, so row 7, we begin with 4 knit, and then 6 knit where our new cable is, 4 knit border, between the cable and the heart. Okay, now 3 purl. And now we're going to use our cabling needle to start pushing the cable out to make this a heart shape. So what we're going to do is put 3 on our cabling needle and hold them to the back. And we're going to knit 3. So that's going to pull this out. And now we're going to purl what we had on the cabling needle. And so that's going to take what was over here and put it in the middle as the inside, which is purled. Now we're going to knit 6. That's the middle where the cable goes up the middle of the heart. Okay, now we need to move the other side of the heart out. So we're going to take 3 onto our cabling needle and hold them to the front. And what's on the needle, we're going to purl 3 of them. So this is, again, this is the inside of the heart. And we're pushing what's on the cabling needle out. We're going to knit what's on the cabling needle. And 3 purl. 4 knit. 6 knit where our cable is. And 4 knit for the selvage. Now we're going to do row 8. 4 knit and 6 purl where our cable is. 4 knit, 3 knit, 3 purl. This is our heart on the other side coming up. I'm going to try to pull this one a little tight so there isn't a gap. Now in the middle of the heart, where we had purled on the right side, we'll knit 3. And then where there's the cable in the middle of the heart, we're going to purl 6. Knit 3. Purl 3. Knit 3. Knit 4. Purl 6 for our cable. Knit 4. All right, row 9. You can see how that's looking so far. You can see the heart in the middle and the cables on either side. Row 9. More cabling. So we'll start with 4 knit. And then we're going to cable 3 back. 3 stitches on the needle, knit 3 off the needle, and then knit the 3 off the cabling needle, 4 knit. Okay, 1 purl, and then we're going to take 2 stitches onto the cabling needle, move it to the back. This is going to be the inside, and knit 3 from the needle. This is our heart moving out. And we're purling the 2 off of the cabling needle. Now we're going to purl 3. And we're going to cable 3 back. This is the cable that's in the middle of the heart. So we're going to take 3, put them on the cabling needle, knit 3 off the needle, and then knit the 3 that are on the cabling. Now we're purling 3. Now we're going to move this other heart out. We're going to take 3 stitches off the needle and hold them to the front on the cabling needle. We're going to purl 2 off the needle and knit the 3 off the cabling needle. And purl 1, knit 4, cable 3 front, so take 3 stitches onto the needle, the cabling needle, and hold them in the front of the work, knit 3 off the needle, then knit the 3 off the cabling needle. And now we're knitting 4, row 10, which is the back of what we just did, knit 4, purl 6, back of our cable. Okay, knit 4, knit 1, purl 3, knit 5, purl 6. It's the back of our cable at the middle of the heart. Knit 5, purl 3, knit 1, knit 4, purl 6, the back of our cable, knit 4. Okay. Row 11, knit 4, knit 6, knit 4. Okay, so we're going to take 1 stitch to the back. We're going to knit 3 off the needle. Again, we're still moving our heart out. As far out as we can, well, almost as far out as we can go. And we're going to purl that stitch that's on the needle. So that's the inside now. Purl 5. Knit 6, that's our little cable in the middle of the heart. Purl 5. Okay, so we're going to take 3 stitches off the needle and put them to the front. Purl this one on the needle. And then knit the 3 stitches off of the cabling needle. 4 knit, 6 knit, and 4 knit. Okay. Now let's do the back of that one. This is row 12. 4 knit, 6 purled, 4 knit, 3 purl, 6 knit, 6 purl, 6 knit, 3 purl, 4 knit, 6 purl, 4 knit. Row 13, 4 knit. And now we're going to do some cabling. So we're going to cable 3 back. So put 3 stitches on the cabling needle. Knit 3 off the needle. Then knit the 3 off the cabling needle. Knit 4. Knit 3. That's our heart. We're as far out as we can go. Purl 6. Okay, we're going to cable 3 back. So 3 stitches on the cabling needle held to the back and knit 3 off the needle. Then knit the 3 off the cabling needle. Oops. Okay. Purl 6. knit 3. It's our heart on the other side. Knit 4. And cable 3 front. So take 3 stitches, put them on the cabling needle, hold them to the front of the work. Knit 3 off the needle, and then knit the 3 off the cabling needle. Knit 4. Okay, the back of this. Row 14. Knit 4. Purl 6. Knit 4. Purl 3. It's the back of our heart. Knit 6. Purl 6. It's a cable in the middle of the heart. Knit 6. Purl 3. Knit 4. Purl 6, back of our other cable. Knit 4. Oops. We're almost done with the first heart. This is sort of the big finish. All right, so we're going to knit 4. Knit 6 for our side cable. Knit 4. Okay, we're going to take 3 and bring them to the front. Usually we've been bringing to the back on this side. Now we're going to bring to the front because we're going back that way. And we're going to purl 3 stitches from the needle. Knit the 3 stitches that are on the cabling needle. Now we're going to cable 3 back. So put 3 on the cabling needle, hold to the back of the work, knit the next 3 off the needle, and then knit the 3 off the cabling needle. Okay, now we're going to cable 3 to the front. So take 3 off the needle and hold it to the front of the work, knit 3, the next 3 off the needle. A little bit of weird fluff there. Okay, knit the 3 off the cabling needle. Okay, take 3 onto the cabling needle and hold them in the back of the work. Knit 3 off the needle. And purl the 3 off of the cabling needle. Knit 4, knit 6, and knit 4. All right, let's do the back of that, which is row 16. Now, for the heart, that's the repeat, 7 to 16. But because it's out of sync with the cables on the sides, I'm going to continue until they're both synchronized and repeat this part. So it's going to be another line 7 to 16, or rows 7 to 16 of the heart. Okay, so 16, knit 4, purl 6, knit 4, knit 3. Now we're going to purl 18, I think. Yes, purl 18. Knit 3, knit 4, purl 6, knit 4. Okay, so you can see the heart now, the cables. So that's the repeat of the heart. Now row 17 is row 7 again. So you could repeat 7 to 16 if you have the hang of the cables yourself. But I just am going to go to the end where the cables and the heart pattern align. So row 17. Okay, so that is 26 rows plus the 4 rows of selvage. And you can see we've got basically 2 hearts, and we have some cables on the side. And now our cable and our heart are together so that you can continue again and repeat rows 7 through 26 until you have the height of the pillow that you want. I will put a chapter in the video at the repeat point, and I'll also put a title there so it's really clear where to go back if you want to go back and follow along with me again from 7 through 26. I'm almost at the end of my first skein. I have another one, and what I've knit is the first 26 rows and then 1 repeat of rows 7 through 26. And this is how that looks. So I don't have enough to go across, and what I'd like to do is start the new skein in the selvage. So what I'm going to do is leave a tail for weaving in. I'll be weaving in some of this. I'm going to knit with both pieces of yarn for the selvage. And this is row 7. I'm only going to do those 4. And then I will probably trim this. And I'll weave both of these in on the back when I'm finished with the piece. So then I'm just going to continue as before, and the only thing to remember is when I get to the end to make sure that I treat each of these 2 loops as one. All right, so I've done one more repeat from 7 to 26, and that's what we have now. I've done the 4 rows of garter, so we're going to bind off, and then we'll weave in these ends. And to bind off, knit 2 stitches, and then pull the inner stitch over the outer stitch and knit another stitch. Pull the inner stitch over the outer stitch and just repeat that. Now we're going to trim this. Put it through. And I'm going to use a yarn needle to weave into the selvage. So I'm going to go around that and then back down diagonally from where I came, and then around this one and back up diagonally from where I came. I think that's the principle. Around this one and then back down diagonally from where I came. All right, now I'm going to try to block this, and hopefully we'll get a better shape out of it once it's blocked. So I am going to soak this in water for about an hour. Right, so it's been soaking, and I'm gently trying to squeeze the water out of it. Still quite a lot. And I've laid out some towels here. I don't have any equipment for blocking. All right, just see if we can shape it into a rectangle. Okay, we'll let that dry. We'll come back and check on it as it dries. While that's drying, I'm going to cut a piece of muslin to go on the inside of the knitting, and that's because it's not a normal size, so I'm not going to be able to slip a pillow form in, and I don't think I'm going to make a pillow form. I think I'm just going to line the inside, sew some fabric on the back, and just stuff it. So I'm going to cut a piece of muslin to go on the back, and the pillow is 14 by 19, so I'm going to cut this 15 by 20. And then I have these different red fabric squares, which are from the Dollar Tree. And I actually think the one that I'm going to use is this sort of burlappy one. Yeah, and I think I'm going to make a smaller pillow to go with the pillow, and I'm going to make that out of this fabric, and then I'll either use burlap on the back of this one, or maybe this fabric. This one has a piece out of it, but I'll see. I think I have enough there, so possibly this one, although that's quite a different red. I think this one goes better with this, and this is going to be on the back of the pillow. So I'm just going to iron all of these pieces of fabric and then get cutting. For these two pieces, we're just gonna figure out a pillow size, and I think I like that end. And this is the same yarn, but it's from a long time ago, and I only have a little bit of it left, so we'll see if we can use this up. I was practice knitting with it. Now, the muslin I'm going to put on the wrong side of this. And I'm going to hand stitch that down, and that should help me shape it as well. It is still damp right now. I think I will stitch it down while it's still damp. So I'm just going to do that as I said. Okay, so I sewed that muslin on the back, and I just hand stitched it on just so when we stuff it, we won't be able to see through the knitting. And here's the back of the pillow. And I'm going to hand stitch that on as well because I am more comfortable hand stitching when it comes to knitting. And I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to stitch 3 sides, and then I'm going to turn it, stuff it, and then I will stitch up the top. It's still quite wet from the blocking. All right, so we'll stuff it with some fire fill. Yeah, and then we'll just sew this up with a slip stitch. I put them on my couch. I do like the way they came out. If I can find another piece of that plaid material, I'm going to make another pillow for the other side. Please tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me if you think that maybe there is a better way to have made either of these pillows. I do think maybe I would prefer the heart pillow if it were a square. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy this sort of content, please subscribe to Crafts the Charm. Thank you for spending time with me today. Take care.